Moses and Joshua are gone.
The Israelites no longer have a prophet.
For hundreds of years, there's no king in Israel.
The people worship false gods, doing that which is right in their own eyes. And a generation arises that knew not the Lord nor the miracles he'd done for Israel. Okay, sure. While they did have military heroes or champions that acted as judges, only some were good and inspired by God, and others were just as wicked as the rest of them. It's like the Israelites, for hundreds of years, were on a precarious ride of wrong choices. To see what we mean, let's first cruise through parts of the book of Judges. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our river cruise, and congrats on your excellent choice of skipper. Of all the cruises out there, this is one of them. Heading off into the jungle, we see one of the good judges, the prophetess Deborah. She's a follower of God, valiant and strong, and one of the few women of power mentioned in the Old Testament. She counsels her people to do the will of God. And see, as the courage of Barak, the leader of the Israelite army, wavers, Deborah faithfully leads the armies to destroy the Canaanites and free Israel from oppression. The rains cause the Canaanite captain Sisera to flee on foot, but he's also caught and destroyed. Now, as we make this turn, we see the amazing backside of water. Ooh, check it out. Here, the children of Israel are greatly impoverished because of their Midianite rulers. Some are even crying to the Lord for help. And look, an angel is trying hard to convince Gideon to save them. It appears the convincing is working, as there's Gideon tearing down the altars of the false gods that are the source of Israel's woes. Next, we see Gideon's army readying for battle. The Lord wants Gideon to pare down his 22,000 men to 300, so it'll be obvious when they win that it's the Lord that helped them, not their own strength. Gideon chooses by the way they drink from the river. Folks, please don't drink from this water. It's not safe. But around this next corner, we see Gideon's 300 men battle the Midianites with pitchers, trumpets, and lights? Doesn't seem like the brightest idea, but God's power wins the day. After passing these beautiful plaster animals, we witness the wonderful wife of Manoah speaking with an angel who tells her she'll give birth to some son. I can't quite remember his name. Anyway, the angel says he'll be a Nazirite from the womb. A Nazirite is an Israelite consecrated to the service of God who abstains from wine, avoids contact with the dead, and doesn't cut his hair, like Samson. Oh, right, that's his name. Samson has Herculean strength and single-handedly leads the children of Israel to win many mighty battles. And, like my jokes, he's nearly unstoppable. Unfortunately, despite all the potential in the world, he marries outside his covenant people, and then ultimately throws it all away through immorality and wrong choices. He eventually falls for one of the oldest tricks in the book, when the dishonest Delilah, trying to know the source of Samson's strength, pouts.
If you love me, you'll tell me.
She then betrays him by cutting off his hair. And things don't end well for the great judge Samson. Though one could say he crushed it. Too soon? Luckily, this sad tale of the judges ends now. And as we leave that scene of destruction behind, you'll notice 2 docks up ahead. Don't be confused. It's a paradox. Of all the groups I've taken on this ride, you're the most recent. So do stand up, off your seats, on your feet. Now you might ask, why did all these bad things happen? Well, because the Israelites forgot the Lord. It's like they jumped on this cool ride where, at the top, things are great as they serve the Lord. But slowly they start doing evil, forget about God, and serve Baal instead. And the ride lurches scarily downward, quickly hitting rock bottom, where they lose everything to their enemies. Consequently, they move backward, because God is no longer fighting their battles. Then, once they remember God again and pray to Him to be saved, He provides judges to deliver them, and they slowly rise back to the top, grateful to be delivered. But do they stay there, enjoying the amazing views and all the Lord's blessings? Of course not, because this is the book of Judges. And as soon as one judge dies, the Israelites begin the scary Ferris wheel all over again. This goes on and on for hundreds of years, and they're not really having fun. Nowadays, we might recognize this Ferris wheel as the pride cycle, made infamous in the Book of Mormon. But how do we avoid it? Well, as simple as it sounds, by ignoring any kind of false god that whispers seductive teachings and opinions that pull us away from the true God. Instead, we can fill our hearts with the teachings of God and His prophets to always remember and serve Him with gratitude. Because unlike a real Ferris wheel, this ride is pretty miserable. Next time, we'll learn about 3 great women, their redemption, and their loyalty to God.